Guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna take a look at the move, the shoulder spin. So this move can be done in many ways actually, because it also depends if you go on your left side or your right side and which way you power move on, of course. And also a little bit the position you take. But for this move, the way I teach it is from the windmill. So if you don't have the windmill down, you can still do this move actually, because you can initiate it the same as the backspin and do the exact same thing as I teach it. But from the windmill is very handy, because if you can do any combo to the windmill, this means you can also do any combo to a shoulder spin instead of a windmill, because basically you just use a windmill but stay on our arm, right? The other move you need is of course that shoulder freeze. You know, this makes sense, but a lot of times people just skip this kind of stuff. Like they try to do a 90, but they can't stand on their hand. They try to do a head spin, but they can't stand on their head. They try to do the elbow spin, you know, they can't stand on their elbow. Of course that doesn't work, so you need to always work on those little basics to get it, guys. And that's also the case in this case. All we need to practice is that shoulder freeze. Now for me personally, I know some people really have trouble with this move for some reason, but this is the easiest freeze. I like this. All you do is lay on your shoulder like this and lift your legs. It's super simple. I'm just laying here, right? Doing nothing at all. But try to master this freeze a little bit if you can, right? Now when I do the actual shoulder spin, I'm more like this, but it's actually more beautiful if your body is more up and more straightened out. I never really practiced this move, but basically giving you these tutorials, right? But that's a better position. Now, what we're gonna do is simply do a windmill, and instead of rolling over our back like we normally do, we don't do that, we just stay on the shoulder as we enter it and try to push our legs. Well, bend your legs like this and make sure your lower legs are actually facing up and not over you. Like when you enter a windmill and you stop on your shoulder, you will still spin. But because your legs are over you, it's kind of that slouched effect, which is not really nice. So you can actually, to fix this, well, one, you can push your hip up, right? But it's also possible to just simply bend the legs. Basically the lower legs need to face the roof, or even a little bit like this. That's fine if you can do it like this, right? And then you can actually start pushing out, getting a really nice clean position. If you don't do that, you sort of get a slouch position, but as long as you have the windmill down and the shoulder freeze, you can pretty much do this, right? So let me show you guys real quick. Just whipping a windmill in. You don't have to go fast, by the way. Just do it slow but controlled, right? Going and stopping, not rolling on. Normally you roll on, but you stop. And then if you're not really all the way on that, well, not really in the shoulder freeze position, and but more to the back like this, that's not really a disaster, but it's nicer if you can actually, you know, push yourself into that real shoulder freeze position. But it's all a matter of practice, right? After you get it down and you can do at least 1 or 2 spins, you can work at your quality more and more and more. But let me show you guys real quick, entering a windmill and staying right here, right? From here, see how I sort of lay on that arm. So like you see when I do it, I have this sort of slouch position. It's not really nice, to be honest. So it's better to you know, try to straighten out your body. But you know, basically I never do this move. So for me this is good enough as it is, I guess. But if you want to get it better, of course, work on that, right? You want it to be up like a head spin and really high on the arm. I'm sort of low like this. But you gotta simply work on that and then work on your shapes and do multiple things with it. It's almost like you know, like a head spin that you can do all these positions if you just have it down, right? So real quick, I can't really do the left arm at all. That's because my left shoulder freeze is kind of shitty, right? So it's all about that freeze, having that on lock. But if you think about the same concept, entering your windmill like normal, but in this case, we roll over the shoulder in the windmill, over your back and to the other shoulder. So all you have to do, you guessed it, is stop on the other shoulder and do the exact same thing. So it's actually very simple to do, but you need to have that comfort in that zone. I don't really have that, to be honest. But if you do that, I'll just show you guys. I'll just do the windmill, but stop on my shoulder. So entering here, stop, right? And you can actually start spinning on that position and do the shoulder spin there. So like you saw, mine is total shit rare. And the other part is also not so good, simply because I don't practice this move. But if you have it down, and you can see I already, just by explaining this, I already think, hey, maybe I can do something with it, right? It's a cool move to have. So I suggest practicing it. Practice it from the windmill is better than from the backspin. But if you really don't have the windmill, well, all the same applies. You just kick it like a backspin. And from the backspin, you actually straight up roll into this shoulder freeze position. So you can actually start stretching out and keep spinning. But like I said, it's actually better to do it from the windmill because it's so natural, right? You just stop on your shoulder. Practice this one, guys, and I'll see you next time.